Hello, everyone. Welcome. Nice to meet you all. Thank you for making time to be here today. You guys are here for our Transition to College workshop series. Today, we will be going over resources for adapting to college. So once again, please, if you have not signed in yet, go ahead and use the QR code on the screen. If not, we will also be dropping the link in the chat. Thank you, Carla, for dropping that in the chat. Feel free to sign in. We are going to go ahead and get started. Okay, we do want to take a second to introduce ourselves. So my name is Amairani Tafoya. I am a college success fellow here at 10,000 Degrees. My pronouns are she, her, ella. Just like you all, I also was a part of 10,000 Degrees from high school all the way through college. So I attended Santa Rosa Junior College for about 2 years, and then I eventually transferred to Sonoma State, where I received my bachelor's in psychology. Just a little bit about me. I am an earth sign. I'm a Capricorn, so I love anything and everything outdoors. I love to go camping, hiking, going to the beach. I'm all about the outdoor stuff for sure. So that's just a little bit about me. I want to go ahead and give my colleagues here a second to introduce themselves as well.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Cruz, and I am also a College Success Fellow, pronouns she, her. And just like Amairani's experience, I was also a 10KD student from high school all the way until my undergrad degree. And I actually went to the SRJC as well for 3 years and then transferred over to UC Davis, where I majored in sociology with a minor in Chicano studies. And a fun fact about me is that during my time at Davis, I actually joined the women's rowing team for 2 quarters. I never rowed in my entire life, so I don't know why I did that, but I did it. It was out of my comfort zone. It was a great experience. And I'll pass it on to my other colleague.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jamila Shimi. I'm a College Success Fellow here at 10,000 Degrees. My pronouns are she, her. I went to Sonoma State for my undergrad, where I studied ethnic studies and anthropology. And a fun fact about me is I have 2 little dogs. They're both Chihuahuas, and their names are Zappa and Lulu. But thank you, everyone, for being here. So a little bit about who we are and our mission at 10,000 Degrees. We are the leading equity-focused scholarship provider and college success nonprofit in California. Our mission is to achieve educational equity and to support students from low-income backgrounds to and through college to utilize their full potential and positively impact their communities and the world.
As for our impact is growing. We are actually now reaching over 16,000 students and families in 8 Bay Area counties, plus Utah, 44 high schools, 57 community colleges, and 194 four-year colleges and universities nationwide.
Alrighty, I'll be going over our model here at 10,000 Degrees. So what is it that we do, right? We firmly believe here in supporting students to, through, and beyond college. And the ways in which we do that is by providing college pathways of preparation and awareness. So what that means is that here at 10,000 Degrees, we are aware that a lot of our students are first-generation college students. So they're the first in their families to be experiencing what it means to be a college student. So we try our best to, provide as much awareness and preparation for our college students. Also, financial aid, advising and navigation, as well as scholarship and financial aid management. As you go throughout college, you will have to be renewing your financial aid application, things related to scholarships. And so we try to provide as much support around that as we can, as well as also college success support. So this means now that we are here to continue supporting you, but now in your college journey, as opposed to when you all were in high school. And we also understand that all of our students have different educational goals. For example, our community college students could potentially be interested in transferring. So we do offer transfer support. And then career and graduate school readiness refers to having those conversations if that's something that is potentially interesting to you, certain career interests as well as grad school. We have those conversations and provide as much information as we can so our students make informed decisions around that. And alumni success refers to, again, just that continued support even after you achieve your educational goal.
Alrighty, going on to our agenda, what we're going to be doing today, we're going to present on some resources for success, touching on mental health, academic resources, financial aid and career, then food security and housing. We're going to have some scenario questions for you all. Some of them will be whole group discussions and some of them will be Zoom polls. We'll have an opportunity to share out with one another. We're going to have an opportunity for a Q&A to answer any additional questions you might have. And then we're going to have a resource recap in closing, just to have a recap of the resources we shared out. And then we're going to close out for the day. Alrighty, so going into our first scenario, Tyler is a first-year student who has been having a hard time adjusting to being away from home for the first time. He has been struggling with stress and anxiety due to not having his regular support system nearby, and his professors noticed he has not been turning in his homework regularly like he used to. Tyler is interested in looking for help but does not know where to start. Where can Tyler go for support with? Alrighty, so for mental health resources, as a lot of you mentioned, the Student Health Center, counseling services, health services. On almost all campuses, if not all of them, there is a health center and counseling services that are available for students. They're there for the students. It's part of what you're paying for as you're going into school and the resources available to you. So be sure to check that out. They're there for you to use. So it's important to utilize that for you on campus, as well as your academic advisor or a peer mentor. Your advisors and your mentors, they're there to make, they're your champion. They're there to make sure that you have what you need to be successful in school and also help you direct you in the right way to get you the resources that you need. So if you are having a mental health situation and you're not sure where to go, an advisor or peer mentor is a first good step to get you where you need to be. As well as the disability services, if you need any extra accommodations or tools to make sure that you are successful in your classes, the disability services is a good place to start to make sure that they can get you the accommodations and the tools needed for you to go through your classes, as well as a primary physician. Whether you are staying local or you're going away for the first time when you're going away for school, it's important to have a physician that you can regularly contact and see whether you're in a new town or staying in the same area. Someone that you can be consistent with and really knows you well to help you with any physical needs or anything with mental health. But thank you everyone for participating in the chat today. We'll go ahead and go into the next slide. All right, scenario number 2. Rebecca is a first-year student majoring in biology. Rebecca has always loved the sciences, but is facing some challenges that are impacting her academic performance. She is noticing that she is having a hard time being able to write and listen to the professor's directions, and is impacting her ability to finish her biology lab coursework by the end of the class period. What academic resources can Rebecca use? So some academic resources that Rebecca can look into: academic advisor / a peer mentor, kind of like we were talking about before. Your academic advisor and a mentor, they're your champion. You're their kind of point person, where if you do have questions about anything academic or not even necessarily academic related, they are your point person to go to help direct you in the right position. So if you're having a problem with the class, your advisor is your first person that you would want to go to see what direction you need to go in to get the help you need, as well as the Disability Wellness Center and the Tutoring Center. If you need something to help accommodate you to make sure you're successful in class, whether it be needing more time on a test or being able to sit in a specific area, the Disability Wellness and Tutoring Center is usually like your one-stop shop to make sure that you get what you need to be successful in your class, as well as your professors and TAs, which I saw a lot of you mention about office hours or going to the professor directly, which is awesome. Since they are the ones, who are running the class, if there's something going on that you need help with, it's important to go to them directly in office hours and just have a conversation with them. They're always happy to help and such, but it just comes with that communication piece, and making sure you're letting them know and they're aware of what's going on, and they'll help you from there. As well as your peer support, it's a really good one to lean on one another, especially your classmates. You're all going through the class together. If it's a first year related class, you're all first years together, so it's important to lean on one another and build that community.
Go ahead and go on to scenario 3. So it is Sally's first year in college. She has a large fee she needs to pay. She is confused as to why that fee is there if she completed the financial aid application. Sally had to quit her job recently due to inflexible hours. She wants to learn more about what financial aid coverage she is receiving and whether she can apply to any on-campus student employment positions. The question to you all reads, what campus resources can Sally connect with to receive support and guidance? Many of y'all mentioned financial aid and career resources. Visiting your financial aid office and meeting with a financial aid advisor is huge. I would say the biggest thing is, first of all, familiarizing yourself with where that space is at your campus. It's definitely a great tool. The staff is there to help you. That's literally what they're hired for, is to be a resource to you all. So if you ever have any questions or you're coming across any issues on your financial aid application or anything related to that, please make sure that you start to get comfortable with being in those spaces and advocating for yourself with any questions that you may have. Like you all said, connecting with the scholarship office is also huge because you can receive additional financial support opportunities. You won't really know what's out there unless you inform yourself. So you never know if there's scholarships that you may be eligible for unless you actually ask, like, oh, what other scholarships or external scholarships could I possibly apply to? And who knows, you might be able to even reduce more of your educational costs, which is always great. The more money that you can get, that would be great. Also, going to your career center or hub, depending on your campus, they call it different things, but they're essentially also spaces where a team is just waiting to help students out with connecting them with on-campus employment, also like internships, any other things that you may be interested. They're really helpful, resume building, that kind of thing. It's a great resource for students. Another thing that students can utilize is also a job searching platform. So Handshake or LinkedIn, they're great resources as well to just inform yourself of what opportunities are out there, either on campus or external, that you may potentially be interested in to gain either work experience or like volunteer experience. They're definitely great resources as well. Okay, so one really great thing about 10,000 Degrees is we also offer career support. We actually have an entire team that runs the career success program. They're known as our career success team. And some of the programs offered are workshops and webinars, access to exclusive internships and career preparation programs. You can find a lot of more detail about this on our 10,000degrees.org page. We have a career success website, and you can look more into the details on that there. But also, I want to briefly touch on it a little bit more. So we offer things like career mentoring, where you can receive career exposure. And what that looks like is we have professionals who have volunteered their time to really educate students that are interested in what it is that they do for a living. So for example, let's say you're a student who's interested in finding out more about marketing and you want to connect with someone who actually works in marketing right now. You could do that. You could get in contact with someone, meet with them, ask any questions, maybe ask them how it is that they got to be where they are in their professions and that kind of thing. So it's definitely a great resource. You can also receive guidance on career pathways, preparation for internships, job applications, and interviews. We all know that those are things that can cause a little bit of anxiety. So definitely preparing for those things is huge, and having that resource is amazing. So I would definitely recommend that you utilize that support. And then the great thing about 10,000 Degrees is they also partner with a lot of organizations. So we work closely with other organizations that offer their own internships that they in turn open to our 10,000 Degrees students to apply to. So it's a very great opportunity. And then one of the major events that our career success team actually hosts is the LinkedIn webinar series and LinkedIn coaching, where they actually like show you how to maximize all the benefits of what it means to use LinkedIn. And they offer those virtually. So they offer what they call in the LinkedIn 101, which is they give you kind of like the general layout of what LinkedIn is and how you can network professionally and that kind of thing. So that's a great resource. But then they also host like in-person events where you can potentially receive a premium account, and then they go into like all the benefits of that, but it's just a really cool opportunity for students to utilize that job searching platform as well. You're probably wondering, well, where can I find all of this? Like I previously mentioned, you could go through our 10,000degrees.org page and like search it up as well. But you can also find it on your 10,000 Degrees student portal, which is really cool because everything's all in one now. Not only is your scholarship stuff on there, but also all career support resources are there as well. So I inserted a picture here. It's a little hard to see, but this is essentially what your 10,000 Degrees student portal looks like when you first log in. Under opportunities, it's anything and everything related to like applications for internships and that kind of thing. So it'll show you like a brief description of the internship. It'll show you deadlines, the requirements for the internship. It'll also give you the opportunity to filter it out. Like I mentioned, if you're interested in certain, like researching certain fields or that kind of thing, you can filter it out by what you're interested in. Events is related to any kind of workshops or anything like that that our career success team is hosting. They are very flexible in that they offer a lot of these virtually. So if that works better for you, you can do that as well. And they make note of that, of whether it's in person or virtual. I would definitely say when you are interested like in going to one of the workshops, make sure you register. That way we can keep attendance of which workshops are the most popular. They really demonstrate like where the highest need is for our career success team. So that's definitely important. And then also that mentoring tab is just referring to if you're interested in that one-on-one connection with a mentor, you could connect to someone through there. It's definitely a great resource. So it's all here on your 10,000 Degrees student portal. Any questions about any of this? I know I gave like a very brief overview, but any general questions? Feel free to unmute yourself or use the chat as well.
Quick question.
Yeah, of course.
So for the paid partnerships or internships, are they is there any medical ones for people interested in the medical field?
Yeah, of course. So we have a lot of different ones. Like I said, you can filter out by what you're interested in looking for, but I know that like medical ones are usually one of the ones, like anything healthcare related, we do offer a lot of internships and a lot of partners have internships focused around that. So I would definitely say when y'all have time, mess around with it and like filter out what it is that you're interested in looking at and see what's available. But I know that the healthcare and like medical is one of the big ones that we do have a lot of partners that offer internships for.
All right.
Thank you for asking that.
Thank you.
Of course. Any other questions? How about architect? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's also another one that you could look into. You just, like I said, just filter it out. I can't tell you exactly what's available right now. I actually haven't taken a look at it myself. But if you filter it out, if you sign into your 10,000 Degrees student portal, you can go ahead and filter it out by what you're interested in and see what's available. We might not have everything available at one time, but it's definitely good to browse at it now and see what's potentially out there because they post the internships that are available now, but also future ones and past ones, so you can kind of get an idea of what's out there. And okay, I have a question in here. What if you can't find the career you want? What can you do to find an internship? I would say this is where it comes in handy to definitely utilize your resource of getting in touch with our career success team. So definitely reaching out to them and seeing maybe they know more opportunities that are not necessarily posted yet on the 10,000 Degrees student portal, but maybe in the future. I would say definitely connect with them. Biology, same thing, I would say. Go ahead and browse through it. If not, you can reach out to our career success team as well, or even your career center or career hub, as I had mentioned previously.
Thank you, Amairani, for that information. And here's our scenario number 4. So as a first-year university student, Andy had a meal plan as a freshman. Now as a second year, he has no meal plan. Not afford enough food to last him the next couple of weeks. He wants assistance, but not sure who to ask for help. Who should he contact? Move on to our next slide with the appropriate resources. So yes, you guessed all of them right. They're all really great resources. They're all correct. As you can see, a great option would be a local food bank, whether that be in your county or university town. These are free public services available for students and the overall town. But your food bank in your area will most likely have websites and specific locations and or hours as to when you can stop by. Another very popular option and one that I would highly recommend would be your actual school's pantry. They're specifically designed for you as an undergrad student, and they're typically located on campus, which is super accessible to you. And you should have no problem entering them. When you present your student ID card, you can always check your school's basic needs website to find the most up-to-date information on that, when the hours are, where exactly on campus they are. And I know I've had many friends who really relied on this opportunity that the school, put on for students. So it's a really great resource if you need that immediate help. That's also free. Lastly, another great option that I actually did when I was a student at UC Davis would be applying for the EBT and or SNAP program in your county. So this government program allows eligible students to receive upwards of $300 for groceries every month. If accepted, you'll ultimately receive this little card that will have all your deposited funds in there, and whatever you don't use during that month, it rolls over to the next, which is really nice. This really saved me as a student, honestly. I relied with my EBT all throughout my undergrad. And you can use it pretty much everywhere that they sell groceries or wherever you see a sign that says that they accept EBT or SNAP. I do have to mention that students who do not receive financial aid might not qualify, but each school is different and offer alternative routes to compensate. Again, just visit your school's EBT website page, and you can see there if you're eligible for EBT. And so if you just Google search like your school's name followed with EBT SNAP, the pages should appear as to what requirements there are and what links you can follow to see if you can apply. Now moving on to our last scenario of the day, which is our scenario 5. So Maria had an unfortunate experience her freshman year with roommates and does not want to repeat the same mistake her second year and for future years. She's unsure how to start this process or how to find suitable housemates. Where should she start? And we can go ahead and move on to our next slide to go over those resources, which a lot of you guys have mentioned already. So when it comes to housing, it is very important for you to be in a space that you feel welcomed, safe, and included. And a lot of the times, if you're new to housemates or roommates, it can be easy to see past those red flags. And so trusting your gut is essential in choosing to join someone's lease or have someone join your own lease. But that being said, a great way to view a wide range of options would actually be school Facebook groups. So Facebook groups, surprisingly, is a very popular way to see what housing opportunities are available to you as in a nearby area of your university. I personally use Facebook groups all throughout my undergrad or my time at Davis, which I really liked because it was easy to connect with people. It was easy to request tours of certain rooms or places. It was very user-friendly. And so a lot of university housing groups on Facebook are private, but they're really easy to join as long as you're a student and answer a couple quick questions. But that would honestly be my number one. But similarly to Nextdoor and Craigslist housing groups are also a good way to view additional options if you're more comfortable going that route. But some questions that you'd want to ask yourself when looking into housing would be, what is my budget? Do I want a single bedroom or willing to share a room with another person? What is my ideal location? Do I prefer an individual or joint lease? Or do I want to live in an apartment or house? Preparing these types of answers for yourself, it'll come way in handy when you're ready, to meet people. And this way you can make your priorities known. And with the experience of your first year in college, you can take note of what you liked in housemates, what you didn't like in housemates, and narrow down kind of those options. And this will help you see who you're going to be most compatible with when choosing, a group of people that you'll be living with. But this brings us to our last bullet point. When it comes to meeting your potential roomies, you need to meet in person. It's super important. It can make all the difference, honestly, as you can feel someone's vibe, you can see their personality, and you can answer or you can, ask them any questions for you to listen to their answer and their feedback to certain things. But yeah, thank you guys. That was really awesome of you guys. You guys pretty much nailed it, but I will pass it on to Amairani to give us our resource cap.
Okay, thank you, Jacqueline. So we just wanted to make sure we provided you all with a slide that you can reference to kind of just go over all the main points that we touched on. You all will have access to the entire slide presentation, but I wanted to give you all one page that you could quickly reference that touched on the main points of financial aid and career, academic, food and housing, as well as mental health. We also made sure to include links that you can quickly access off of this slide. Just that way it's more accessible to you. If you don't want to have to go through the entire slide deck, you can just click on this slide and you can just kind of get that brief overview if you just want a refresher on what it is that we touched base on today. But yeah, we just wanted to make sure we provide you all with this for today.
Questions, feel free to unmute yourself. Oh, I see a few. Is the scholarships for both community college and college transfers? If so, are they both on the website? Yes, if you are in community college, if you plan to transfer, you can still receive the scholarship even after you transfer to whatever school you choose to go to. The scholarship is renewable throughout your time in undergrad. Hi, are the slides emailed to us or are they in our 10,000 degrees folder? They will be made available and emailed to you, I believe after we finish the session. I was wondering about how many workshops are required to claim your scholarship. Attend as many as you can and such. Yeah, the more that you come to, it's all just information that's for you. Like Carla said, all Thursday workshops are mandatory. Let's see. How will we receive the scholarship? You can receive the scholarship either through a check or direct deposit, whichever you choose to do. And if you have any questions about anything about your scholarship, you can always reach out to our scholarship team and they're happy to help you as well. Yeah.
I think we have a hand raised.
Oh, yes, go ahead with the hand free.
Hi, I was actually wondering, I was browsing the opportunity section on the 10K Degrees platform, and I saw there were certain internships that were only eligible for like 21 people, like over 21. So I was wondering, like, if there's gonna be like opportunities that are like eligible for not just postgrad students, but also undergraduate students.
Well, thank you so much for asking about that. Each internship, excuse me, has its own requirements. That's kind of just made by the whatever partnership is offering the scholarship, the internship, excuse me. But if you want, you could always, like I said, reach out to our career success team if you're looking for certain things, because they each have their requirements. They kind of like have solidified what requirements they want to have for those internships. So that's not necessarily something that we could, have them like change or anything like that, but you can always reach out and let them know like, hey, I'd potentially be interested in this internship. Do you offer this for maybe someone like me who's undergrad, who's not 21 yet or anything like that? I would say it never hurts to reach out and just ask, and maybe they can even connect you to other opportunities that they know of that might be available that are more eligible for where you are at right now in your college journey. So just kind of, I would say, get connected with our career success team, but also like just keep browsing around there. Like I said, they're constantly updating that with new internships and opportunities. So if something is not there now, it may potentially be there in the future.
The next slide, but thank you all for asking your questions in the chat. They're really good ones.
Alrighty, so as mentioned before, this presentation is part of our Transition to College series. So here is our timeline of what you could see what's coming up next. So the How to Build Your Community is happening on July 18th at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, followed by our Career Advice for Recent High School Graduates, which is on July 25th at 2 p.m. Then All About ESL on the 30th at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And lastly, our Personal Finance presentation happening on August 1st at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And that is pretty much all, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to us and asking for your questions and for your participation. It means a lot. And we at 10,000 Degrees are here to support you through your journey. Before you leave, if you haven't yet, please scan the QR code to make sure you signed in for this meeting. We've also put the link in the chat again if you prefer that. If you have any additional questions that you didn't get to ask today or that we might have missed, we will be dropping a Google form link in the chat where you can leave your name, your email, and the question. So yeah, that will be dropped in the chat. So you can look at that. And I think that's it. Yeah, everyone.